Hello students. Yes, my name is Mayolumpasi Michel. I am a teacher of English. I teach English in Lycée Savorgno de Brazza. And now I am teaching English in a home school. Now, dear learners, last time we saw the passive voice. Now, what did we say about passive voice? What did we say about active voice? What is the difference between active voice and passive voice? When is the sentence in active voice? When is the sentence in passive voice? Dear learners, let's make a revision about what we saw last time about active and passive voice. Let's write something or some sentences on both. Yes, here we have the sentence cat eat mouse. Okay, and we have also another one. John ate some bread. Now here we have two sentences on both. Now these sentences are in active voice. Okay, let's say something. Here we have the subject, and after the subject we have the verb, and after the verb we have the object. The object is here. And what do we notice here? Here we notice that the subject does the actions of the verb. The subject performs the actions of the verbs. And we say a sentence, or a sentence is in active voice when the subject does the action, when the subject performs the action. Here we notice that the actions of eating mouse is done by the subject, which is the cats. And cat eat mouse. We have subject, verb, and object. And in this sentence, the subject does the action. And the sentence is in active voice. Good. Now we can turn this sentence into passive voice. Yes, it is just the revisions. Yes, we can turn this sentence into passive voice. In passive voice, the object, here we have mouse, is the object here. The object becomes the subject, and we have mouse, and after the subject, we should use the auxiliary to be. Mouse is, and after the auxiliary to be, we must take the past participle of the main verb of the passive active voice. And we can say here, mouse is eaten by cats. Now, what do we notice here? In active voice, the subject does the action, but in passive voice, the subject undergoes, the subject receives the actions. Here, it is not the subject which does the actions of eating. The action in this sentence, the action is done by this object. This object is called the agent, okay? And we have the subject. In passive voice, we have subject, after subject we have the auxiliary to be followed by the past participle and yes, the agent. Ok, à la voix passive, à la voix active, le sujet fait l'action. Mais à la voix passive, le sujet subit ou reçoit l'action du verbe. Donc, la première phrase est à la voix active. Pourquoi? Parce que le sujet fait l'action. Ici, c'est le verbe 4 qui fait l'action du verbe. Et dans cette phrase qui est à la voix passive, le sujet subit ou reçoit l'action du verbe. L'action est faite dans cette phrase, le sujet est fait par le complément. Ce complément est différent du complément d'objet. Ce complément est appelé le complément d'agent, le complément qui agit, le complément agissant. Donc, c'est le complément d'agent qui fait l'action de manger la souris. Donc, cette phrase est à la voix passive. Donc, je répète, une phrase est à la voix passive lorsque le sujet reçoit l'action. OK? Par contre, une phrase est à la voix active lorsque le sujet fait l'action ou quand le sujet fait l'action. OK, now we have also another sentence. We have John ate some bread. Here we have John as the subject, and ate is the verb, and some bread is the object. And this sentence is in active voice because here the subject performs the action, the subject does the action. Okay? Now we have in passive voice we have the object becomes the subject. We have some bread. And after the subject, we put the auxiliary to be. And we must put here the auxiliary to be. But this auxiliary must be conjugated according to the tense of the verb of the active voice. This verb is conjugated in the simple past. And the auxiliary to be must be also in the simple past. We have some bread was the auxiliary followed by the past participle of the main verb in passive active voice. Here we have the past participle of to eat or ate. To eat is eaten. Here we have eaten, okay? And here we have some bread was eaten by John, okay? By John. Okay, some bread is eaten by John. John here is the subject, but in passive voice, the subject John becomes the agent, le complément d'agent. And as I told you, in passive voice, the subject receives the actions, and the actions is done by the agent. Okay, now this is what we saw, what we learned last time. Okay, now today we are going to keep on or to deal with models in the passive voice. This is the second part of our lesson. Okay, model in the passive voice. Okay, let's take some examples here. Here we have one. We have yes. Okay, yes, we have the rebels. Rebels, okay, yes, can attacked the army. Good. Yes, the rebels can attack the army. Yes, we can take another example here. We have Yes, they must, yes, they must win the competition. Good. Now, these sentences are in active voice. And what do we notice here? Here we notice in each sentence there is a modal verb. In each sentence there is a modal verb. And what is a modal? What is the modal verb here? The modal verb here is can in the first sentence. Now let's turn. This sentence is in active voice. The rebels can attack the army. Here we have the subject is the rebel, and here we have the verb, the first verb, and the second one. This is also the verb in an infinitive, okay? And the object is here. This is the object. Good. We have here the rebel, yes, do the actions, okay? The rebels do the actions of the verbs. Now, let's turn this sentence into passive voice. Now, here we have modal verbs. We are going to move to passive voice by using this sentence, okay? The first one, I say, yes, the first one. Now, let's turn this sentence into passive voice. Now, in passive voice, the object becomes the subject. And here we have the army, okay? After the subject, the army can, okay, be attacked by the rebel, okay, by the rebels. Good. The army can be attacked by the rebels. This sentence is in a passive voice. Now let's take the second one, the second sentence. Here we have the subjects and modal. This is modal verbs, and this is another verbs and the object. And in a passive voice, in passive voice we have yes, as I told you, yes. The object becomes the subject. Here we have the competition, competitions, and we take modal verbs must followed by the auxiliary to be. Yes, must be, and we take the past participle of the second verb. Must be won. Yes, by. Yes, by them. Yes, by them. Okay, good. Now in passive voice, they becomes them. Okay, as we have also he becomes him. Okay, good. Now we have they must win the competitions. This sentence is in active voice, and here we have a passive voice. The competitions must be won by them. Yes, you can take notes before. Yes. Now let's conclude. Yes, before writing, we have conclusion. Here we are going to see the structure of passive voice with modal verbs. Conclusions. We have use the following use the following structure. Use the following structure to form the passive voice. To form the passive voice. Yes, to form the passive voice with model. With model. The structure here is we have object plus model, okay, plus be plus past participle, pp, past participle. Here we have past participle plus by plus subjects. This is the structure of passive voice with modal verbs, okay? Yes. Now let's come back here. We have in this sentence, the rebel can attack the army. Here we have subject, verb, and the first verb. Yes, this verb is a modal verb. Or can is a modal verb, not a main verb. And after can, we have also another verb in infinitive, and we have at the end the object. Now, in passive voice, we have the object. We start our sentence with the object. This is the object. In the sentence, the object is the army. The army is here. Now, here we have we are with our structure. We have the objects. The object here comes here, and here the army is used as the subject. And after the object, we must use model. And in the sentence, model is can, and can is here. Okay. And after model, we have be, and in the sentence, be is here. And after be, we have the past participle of the second verb, attacked. The past participle of attacked is here. And we have by is here. And at the end, we have the subject. This is the subject. And the subject comes at the end here. The subject is here. Yes, the rebel here is in the sentence is the subject. And in passive voice, it becomes the agent. We have the subject is here, called the agent. This is the structure you can use when you deal with passive voice with modal verbs. Now, okay, and let's cite some different modal verbs. Yes, we have the different modal verbs, the different modals, okay, the different modals or modal verbs are, we have does, we have can or could, we have may or might. Can write here may or might. We have shall or should. We have will or would. We have must. We are out to. Yes. Good. The different models are can, could, may, might, shall or should, will, would, must, ought to. These are modal verbs. And if you, when you use passive voice with these models or with these modal verbs. Use this structure. Yes, this is the second part of our lesson, and you can write. Yes, I give you time to take notes before keeping on. Yes, you can write. We have the different modal verbs are ought to, should, must, can, will, would, may, might, shall. Yes, these are called modal verbs. Now, let's take other examples with modal verbs. We can write here examples. 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 We have one. They should. Okay, cancel. 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 They should cancel the game. They should cancel the game. Now let's turn this sentence in a passive voice. This sentence is in an active voice. In passive voice we have the game. Yes. The object is here. Yes, the object. Yes, we start with our sentence with the object. The game is the object, and the object starts the sentence. We have the game as the structure, object, the game. Yes. After the object, we have modal verb, should, as the structure says. Object plus model. Here we have the object. Yes, this object yes comes here. The object plus should as modal verbs, and after modal verbs we have be as our structure says. We have be. Yes, in our structure we have be, and after be we have the past participle of the second verb. We have consult. Consult. Yes, we have the past participle is here. PP, past participle. Yes, followed by. By, and we take the subject. The subject is, yes, they. Now, I tell you that in passive voice, they become them. And here we have, yes, become them. Here we are by them. Okay, now, what can we say about active voice and passive voice? The subject of passive voice, the subject of active voice becomes yes, the agent in passive voice. Here we have them. We have them, and the object of active voice becomes the subject in a passive voice. The game should be cancelled by them. Yes, let's take another examples with with passive voice. Good. We have two. John will buy a new computer. John will buy a new computer. This sentence is in active voice. And in passive voice we have, as the object is here, a new computer. A new computer. Yes. After the subject, we take modal verbs as the structure says here. Objects, modal, we have modal is here. The object, this is the object. The object comes here, and we have a modal. Will. Okay. We have will. And after modal, we have a be. We use be here. Be. And after be, we take past participle of these verbs. Buy. Bought. Buy. We have buy. Past participle followed by the agent. By the subject. In this sentence, the subject is John. By John. And here, John is used as the agent. Yes, a new computer will be bought by John. Yes, this is models in passive voice. Use this structure when you deal with modal verb in active voice. Passive voice with modal verbs. You use this structure. We have object plus modal plus be plus pp. Pp here means past participle. We have pp. Okay. Yes, this is a past participle. As in order to understand these words, yes, we can delete this. Yes, you can write. Well, let's move to the third part. The third part of our lesson is, can write third, we have imperative. Imperative mode. Le mode impératif. Imperative mode in passive voice. Imperative mode in passive voice. Yes. Le mode impératif dans la voix passive. Imperative mode, yes, in a passive voice. Let's take some example. Here we have call Paul. Yes, this sentence is in a imperative mode. Call Paul. It is an imperative, okay? It is another. Yes, it is another. Call Paul. Good. And how can you turn the sentence in a passive or in a passive voice? Here we say, Paul, this is the subject, and we insert should or must. In imperative mode, we can insert, yes, so we can insert should or must. And here we have Paul should followed by be. Should be, and we take the verb should be called. Or yes, Paul must be called. Yeah, here we have two possibilities. We can insert should or must. Now, let's take another example before concluding this part. Yes, before giving you the structure. Yes, we have here we are talking about imperative mood in a passive. Let's take another example. We have another example to write the instruction. The instruction. Here. Yes, this sentence expresses another. Okay. Yes, it is in imperative mood. And here we have the instruction. The instructions should be, yes, we have the past participle written here. Yes, the instruction should be written here. Now let's conclude. Conclusion. We have, in conclusion, we can say, dash, in imperative mode, le mode impératif, in imperative mode, must or should are inserted. Yes, are inserted because they convey orders or moral obligations or moral obligation. Okay, now in imperative mood we must insert must and should. Why? Because must and should express or convey an obligation or an order or a moral obligations. And we have these sentences. We have call Paul, it is an order. Write the instruction here, it is a moral obligation. And in passive voice, we must use, or we have to use must or should, because they convey, yes, orders or moral obligation. Now let's see the structure. Yes, we have a structure. The structure is, here we are talking about imperative mood in a passive voice. The structure is, we have dot, we can write object plus must or should plus, yes, be plus. It is possible to put it here, okay? Yes, I think that it is better to put it here. We can, yes, in the line here, we can put it here. We have object plus must or, yes, or should plus be plus pp, past participle. This is the structure. Now let's take another, let's come back here. We have write the instructions here. The sentence expresses the order or moral obligations. And in passive voice, we have, okay, we have the objects. This is the object. The instruction is the object. As our structure says, the object is here. In passive voice, we have the object. And after the object, we must use, yes, we have to use must or should. Yes, it depends on you, yes, to make your choice. We have should. Should, we can also use must here. Should, and after should we have be. Be is here. After be we have the past participle of the verbs, right. We have the instruction should be written here. Let's come back here. We have call Paul. It is the same. This is yes, the object and the verb. And in passive voice, we have, yes, this object becomes, start the sentence. We have Paul as the object, as our structure says, and after the object we have should or must. We have must or should. We have should or must. Yes, yes, you have to make your choice. Should followed by the auxiliary be. Be is here. And after be, we have past participle of these verbs. Called. Paul should be called. Or Paul must be called. Yes, it depends. It depends on you. Yes, when we talk about talking about the use of must or should, you can use instead of should, you can put must here, or you can use should. Yes, this is imperative mode with yes, imperative mode in a passive voice. Yes, you can take notes. You can write. Yes. In imperative mood, must or should are inserted, insérés. To insert means insérer, because they convey orders or moral obligations. They convey order or moral obligation. The structure is, this is the structure of yes, passive voice when sentences are in imperative modes. Yes, the secret here is to respect the structure. Yeah, if you want to be good at passive voice. And at the beginning of our lesson, I said that we use a sentence is in active voice when the subject does or when the subject performs in the actions. And in passive voice, the sentence, the subject receives or undergoes the actions of the verbs. Yes, it was just very cool. Okay. Yes, you can write. Yes, after these parts. Okay. Can write notes, dash, do not use, yes, the agents. Do not use the agents when someone, yes, somebody, anyone, everybody, yes, everyone, everybody, yes, are used as subjects. Okay, here we can write. Let's say yes, you can write here and every body, yes, are used, yes, as, yes, are used as a subject, Do not use the agent when someone, somebody, anyone, everyone and everybody are used as a subject. Yes, let's take one example with these words. You can write. We have, for example, examples. Example. We have someone, is knocking at the door. Okay. Someone is knocking at the door. And we have someone as the subject, and we have a verb conjugated in the present progressive under the verb, yes, and we have the object. And in passive voice, we say the door is being knocked at. We stop here. Yes, we cannot use someone in passive voice as the agent. Yes, you must respect this rules when you use someone, somebody, anyone, everyone, and and so on. Someone, we have somebody, anyone, everyone, and everybody. Yes, when they are subjects in active voice and in passive voice, we can't use them as the agent. Now this is why here we cannot use the agent here, because in this sentence we have someone as the subject. You can take these parts. Okay, here we are dealing with our remark, notes. The first dash and the second one is a dash. Yes, always in a remark. You can write certain verbs, certain verbs. Yes. Certain verbs have a double, yes, have a double passive. Certain verbs have a double passive. Comment? Yes, in this case, the directs and the directs and the indirect objects and the direct objects can be used to form passive voice, to form the passive voice. Okay, here we are when we are in the case of a verb in which here we are with a case of sentences in which we can have or we can see two objects. We can have direct objects, we can have indirect objects. And these objects are or can be used in a passive voice. Let's take one example. We have an example. We can also take, we can also take two. Yes. We have the first one is, we have, she offered, she offered him a present, un cadeau, a present. This is active. The sentence is in active. And here we have the subject, and we have verb, we have object 1, and we have object 2. Now, this is a direct object and indirect object and a direct object. Donc ici nous avons, dans cette phrase, nous avons le sujet. Après le sujet, nous avons le verbe. Après le verbe, nous avons un complément, le complément d'attribution. Ce complément est appelé le complément d'attribution. Et à la fin, nous avons le complément d'objet. Donc, nous avons deux compléments ici. Le complément d'attribution et le complément d'objet. Ces deux compléments peuvent être utilisés dans une phrase passive. Ok, on commence d'abord avec le premier complément. Nous avons, here we have, the first object is here, him. And in a passive voice, him, let me, clean here, to write something for a good understanding. Or comprehension. We have, this is subject, okay, subject, verb, this is an object, number 1, and at the end we have object number 2. In passive voice, him, becomes in passive voice, he. We have him become he. Her become she. We have also, we can also say them, they, them are they. Or vice versa. They become them. Or she becomes her. Or he becomes him. Good. And here we have subject, verb, him as an object. We have he, followed by the auxiliary to be. He was. To be here is conjugated in the simple past, in the preterite. Why? Because the verb of the active voice is in the preterite, in the simple past. He was, followed by the past participle of the main verbs in active voice. We have offered. He was offered. And we can take, the rest of the object. He was offered a present. This is the first possibility. The first possibility, passive voice. Passive. This is the first possibility. And here we have used, here we have used the first objects. He was offered a present. This is the first possibilities. When we talk about passive voice, when we deal with a sentence in which we can have two objects. le complément d'attribution et le complément d'objet. Donc ici, nous avons d'abord utilisé le complément d'attribution. Donc him, here becomes the subject. Le complément d'attribution devient le sujet ici. Good. And let's take the second object. Donc cette fois-ci, nous allons utiliser le complément d'objet dans la phrase passive. Donc le complément d'objet devient le sujet. Où nous avons, we have, this is the second possibility. Yes, we have a present. A present. A present. This is the object. A present was offered to him by her. Yes, here. Yes, he was offered a present. Okay, now here we can put yes, a present by. Okay, let's take by here. We can use by. By, yes, it is optional. By her. Active, passive voice. It is optional. You can, yes, delete it or you can use it. Okay, it is according to you. Yes, yes, it is optional. Yes, he was offered a present by her. I'm sorry, by her. Yes, we are by her here. Good. And here we have a present was offered to him by her. This is the second possibility. Now, here we have noticed that we have used yes, the first object and the second one. Donc ici nous avons utilisé le complément d'attribution. Dans la première phrase, nous avons utilisé le complément d'attribution. Le complément d'attribution dans la phrase passive devient le sujet. Et dans la seconde phrase, nous avons utilisé le complément d'objet. Ok? Donc le complément d'objet dans la phrase passive devient le sujet. Donc nous avons a present was offered to him. And these sentences are in a passive voice. And here this one is in a active voice. Let's take another example. I'm sorry. Yes, we have two. Yes, John gave me a book. Yes, we have subject, verb, object 1 and object 2. Yes, 2 and 1. Donc ici nous avons aussi le complément d'attribution qui est mis et le complément d'objet. And we are going to use this object in a passive voice. Let's start with the first possibility. Yes, with me. And me here in passive voice becomes the subject. And me in passive voice becomes I. Yes, me in passive voice becomes I. Now here we have, this is the first possibility. I was given, okay, a book by John, okay, by John. I was given a book by John. The first possibility, this one. Yes, the sentence is in a preterite, and the auxiliary is in a preterite, and followed by the past participle of this main verb. Yes, I was given a book by John. The second possibility, we have, yes, this time we take the second or the last, yes, objects. We have a book was given Yes, to me, by John. Yes, this is the second possibility. A book was given to me by John. Yes, you can take notes. Yes, this is a passive. Yes, here we are dealing with a passive voice. Yes, when we have two objects, you can write. Now, this is yes. It was the third part of our lesson, and we are about to finish with our lesson. Before okay, dealing with the last exercises. Yes, I'm going to to make again the difference between passive voice and active voice. And I said that at the beginning of my lesson. Yes, a sentence is in an active voice when the subject does the actions, and in passive voice the subject receives the actions, or the subject undergoes the actions. Now let's move to exercises. Exercises. Exercise 1. Exercise 1. Turn into passive voice. We have 1. The doctor can't persuade her. 2. John should pay the damage. 3. You may forget. 4. The rule quickly. 4. Joan can give them some information about the job. 5. Blondel. Yes. Blondel must obey the traffic rules. Okay. Now we have our first exercise turned into passive voice. The doctor, yes, can't persuade her. John should pay the damage. You may forget the rules quickly. Joan can give them some information about the job. Blondel must obey the traffic. Now, dear learners, try to deal with this or to do this exercise. This is our first exercise. Okay, let's correct them. Yes, exercise. The doctor can't persuade her. John should pay the damage. You may forget the rules quickly. Joanne can give them some information about the job. Blondel must obey the traffic rules. Now here we notice that in each sentence we have a model. We have a model verbs. In each sentence we have a model verbs. Now let's turn this sentence into passive voice. Now correction. 1. Let's start with the first sentence. We have the subject verb in negative form, and we have persuade. It is also a verb in infinitive. And here we have the object. And her in passive voice. Her in passive voice becomes she. And here we have she. Okay? And after the subject, we take modal verbs. In a negative form, she can't. And after the modal verbs, we take the auxiliary. Can't be, and we take this the persuaded by, and we have by the doctor, by the doctor. Yes. Now let's take the second sentence. We have John should pay the damage. And here we have John subject, modal verb, the second verb, and the objects. We have two. Yes. The damage. Yes, damage. Okay. And we have modal, yes, should. And we have be, should be, and we take the past participle of these verbs, should be paid. Paid by By, we have by John. Okay, by John. By John. This is the second sentence. Past participle, paid, is the past participle of this verb. And the second one, we have subject, modal, main verb in infinitive, and this is the object. We have free, the rules, okay. We take modal, may, and after modal we have be, followed by the past participle of the main verb, forgotten. Forgotten. By you. Yes, we have always you. You does not change. By you. Yes, you in passive voice, yes, remains the same. And the second, the third, here we have the fourth sentence. Subjects, modal, and main verbs, and we have the objects, some informations, okay? And here we have two objects. We have them, and we have also some informations. Le complément d'attribution et le complément d'objet, some information. Donc ici nous avons deux objets, okay? Donc it is yes, we are going to make our choice. Okay, if we can, yes, I don't know if we can start with them or as the first object and the last one, some informations. Now let's take them. Yes, we have them in passive voice become they. We have they, and here we have they. We have can, modal, can, followed by be, and the past participle of the main verb. Be given some information. About, yes, some informations about the job. About the job. By, yes, we have by Joan. Yes, this is the first possibility. Yes, so there is another possibility. We can say some information. Okay, some information. Yes, we can also take this one. Some. This is the first possibility. Some information. Yes, we have the double passive here. Some information. Yes, here information is in plural. Some information, yes, can be given to, yes, can be given to them. By Joan. Yes, we can say they can be given some information about the job by Joan, and some information about job. Okay, we have about job. Some information about job. Okay, yes, can be given to them. Some information about job. Yes, about job. Okay, yes, there is the problem of places we can add about job. Some information about job can be given to them by Joan. Yes, this is the second possibility. We have the first possibility. They can be given some information about the job by Joan, or some information about about job can be given to them by Joan. Yes, this is now let's take another. We can come back here. Let's take this the last sentence. We have Blondel. We can take it here. Yes. 5. We have Blondel must obey the traffic. We have Blondel here is the subject. Must, model, and obey. Yes, they should obey the traffic. Obey, yes. Obey here is main verbs. And the traffic here is the objects. And in passive voice, we have the traffic. Yes, rules. Yes, the subject. Yes, the object here becomes the subject. The traffic rules, and we take must, model, followed by be. Must be, yes, and we take the past participles of obey. Must be obey, obeyed, must be obeyed, obeyed by Blondel. Okay. Yes, the traffic rules must be obeyed by Blondel. Yes, this is our first exercise. Yes, you can take notes. Okay, now after here, let me give you another exercise so that you can do it at home, where you are. Yes, exercise number 2, I'm sorry. Exercise number 2. Yes. As a homework, we have turn into passive voice. We have 1, 6, comment? Drugs and alcohol are destroying many many lives. These days. To every one learned, yes, the trick with much interest. Free, they could her the smartest girl in the group. For hang those criminals. 5. They will extinguish many animals, I'm sorry, animal species, yes, species, full stop, animal species, full stop. And we have 6 our English teacher may give an exam today, full stop, today, full stop. 7. Thomas has written many books. And the last one is don't use many much water. Yes, and 10. I bought a bigger house. Yes, let me read. Exercise 2, turn into passive voice. Sex, drugs, and alcohol are destroying many lives. Many lives. Yes, sex, drugs, and alcohol are destroying many lives these days. Everyone learns the trick with much interest. They called her the smartest girl in the group. Hang those criminals. They will extinguish many animal species. And our English teacher may give an exam today. Our English teacher may give an exam today. Thomas has written many books. Don't use many. I'm sorry. Here we have don't use my pen. Not many. My pen. Yes, don't use my pen. Joyce drinks much water. Joyce drinks much water. I bought a big house. I bought a bigger house. Now, dear learners, this is our last exercise. Now, I want you to do this exercise where you are. It is a homework. Now, dear learners, we are at the end of our lesson. I thank you very much for getting your time to follow my lesson. Good. Our next session will be on Friday. Bye. Thank you.
Chers parents, chers élèves du préscolaire, primaire, collège et lycée, chers apprenants des centres d'alphabétisation et de rescolarisation, ce message vous concerne. L'école à domicile, c'est le nouveau programme du MEPSA. Désormais, apprenez via la télévision, la presse écrite et les réseaux sociaux à partir du site www.menepsa.org et de l'application L'école à domicile. Vous avez également la possibilité de suivre les cours à partir de la page YouTube MEPSA Congo, l'application Télénanga MTN Congo. À la télévision, les cours seront diffusés chaque jour de 8h à 14h et au quotidien dans les dépêches de Brazzaville. Maintenir la flamme de l'éducation dans la famille, un devoir des parents en cette période de crise sanitaire due au Covid-19. Tous derrière le MEPSA pour sauver l'éducation face à la pandémie du Covid-19.